Hello. Hi. 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 Hello. How is everyone doing today? I am, had a very, very cozy, lazy day. Which I think is all we need sometimes. I hope you've been taking care of yourselves. I hope that you've had a good start to your week. Hey Joni, thank you for the like. Toby, thank you for the 45 stream streak. Calm, hello. Hey Strategy Member, how you doing? You're in good health? Good. Hope so. 20 hours and 7 minutes left, Matt Doll. I look forward to you coming back. What are we doing today, chat? We have a couple of things. I asked Discord what they would like to see. Which is, I mean, I'm hoping that means most of you are here. The most voted thing was, in fact, Chaos Havocs, which are like Devastators. So we can have a look at doing that today. If we can. I have some ideas and some things to try. And where is my texture? I don't know how I lose things in this room. I mean, I do. But I don't understand. I tend to put things in the same place all the time. We may have cat invasions. We have two cats with us today. Haru, who is on the hobby table, who can be seen thusly. Hi. Well, you're on Twitch now. Hey, Punk. Hey, Punk? Hey, Phantom. Ah, I see a P. And, P. Like, wow. Oh, I know where it is. I see it now. Ow. Let's not hit my head on my lamp again. So, while I am using a dry brush mat, I'm not actually going to be doing a lot of dry brushing for this one. So, I kind of want to try and do something a bit different to what I usually do. I want to do something that's a bit different to what I usually do. How's the focus on the cat? Could probably get that better. Magnificent Ponk anomaly. What? Hey Haru, you want to be a lap cat? Let's adjust the focus. I know we can, in fact. I wish the focus wouldn't adjust every time I used this. There we go. Now, a lot of people choose to prime in silver. And I was kind of tempted to, but I figured not doing that would be an opportunity to kind of learn and practice some things I don't usually do. So, we're gonna do a lot of stippling, I think, is the plan for this. And do a lot of stippling. Where's my actual silver paint, though? Obviously, I think the first thing to do is get the base tones down. Okay. I have the 3 paints I need as an initial starting point. They are Vallejo Gunmetal, which is kind of going to basically be our base. It's very dark. And we have Chainmail Silver, which is going to be our mid-tone. And just regular silver, which is going to be our highlight. Nice and simple. Nice and simple. Looking to getting a 3D print? to find a way to legally obtain Warhammer figurines. I see. Hey, Sniper, how you doing? Better to lose things in rooms than things. That's true. Wizard with a bag of holding. Lol. Yes. Yes. So one thing I wanted to do today is try and see and kind of learn the whole painting light thing. It's a thing I've seen a lot of people kind of talk about here and there. Well, not a lot of people, but there's a couple of like the big hobby content creators kind of do this thing where they'll like take a red light, shine it over black, and take that as a reference image in order to get the light levels for what they want to paint down. We're kind of planning to do that kind of thing. What am I doing, chat? I know what I'm doing. I'm pulling up my reference. So we have a couple of things to do. So each of these Havocs is going to have one shoulder pad in, which I'm going to do separately just because it's a little bit easier to like access things. But we've mostly painted the miniatures. One thing I want to try and do is get like a sort of like hammered steel look, which is why we're going to be mostly working on with stippling as our main go-to for how we're going to get these guys to look. I just hope it's something that I can do reasonably well. It's not a technique I haven't used before, but using it in the way I want to use it today, that's the difficult bit. Because I've never tried to specifically create a texture. I've just used stippling because it's fun to do, like, to get inconsistencies in, like, flesh tones. Now, part of my problem is I need another light. Hang on. That should do. We are just gonna go in. Gently get our base layers down. Oh no, the Eevee is screaming at me. Why, Eevee? Oh, I guess I don't need the cat camera. I do have a cat, but she's sat on a bike that's right next to me. She's just looming on the seat. We don't really want a super fine tip on our brush for this. Mostly because it makes life a little bit easier. Why? For what we want to achieve later. I guess another thing you could call this initial stage is sketching. All we want right now is to get the basic levels of everything down. Then later what we'll do is really work on getting highlights and levels really well defined. I like how these Chaos Marines had tassets as like a main like armor feature for the Primariston. Those are a little bit more baroque and stylized. But it's a good look, honestly. Hey, Fungi, how are you doing? Lovely to see you. Have you come to see how your Iron Warriors are going to be coming along? I hope you like what I try and do with them. I'm very excited to see how they're ultimately going to turn out.
Call an ambulance! Call an ambulance! But not for me!
We're starting with some Havocs today. I say some Havocs, there's only 5 of them. I'm surprised that they decided to give them a much bigger kind of amount of yeah, a much bigger base size and stances. I guess it makes sense, but I don't think they're actually any bigger than standard Space Marines. How you doing, Fungi? I'm glad you're doing well, Sniper. Glad you're doing well. Lovely to see you as always. Do you have any other Iron Warriors out of curiosity, or are these going to be like your very first Iron Warriors? Because I know some of the Chaos Marines you painted had looked a bit more Night Lords-ish. I'm probably going to do most of your Iron Warriors off stream, in all honesty. Just because I think there's only so many times you can paint the same thing before it starts to get a little bit less interesting on stream. But that's just me. I don't know. Some people might like to see the same thing done a lot. Got one. Tired? Well, I hope that you can relax a bit, Fungi. You're a good bean. Deserve time to take care of yourself and rest. Okay. Why must you scream, Evie? I can hear you from the other room. He just wants attention all the time. Little diva, this child. Real question, I think, is how do I want to do the actual las cannon? I feel like I could have probably tried to do non-metallic metal on these, but I feel like I wouldn't have enjoyed it so much. Just because non-metallic metal takes, it takes a lot. Hey, Honey Ivan, how you doing? Lovely to see you as always. I hope that you're well. Just do a little bit of dry brushing here for just to get it done and ready for the next stages quickly. We aren't trying to paint these to a display standard because I don't actually know what constitutes a display standard. But I'm going to try and paint them very well if I can. I'm going to try and paint them using a lot of different things that I don't normally do. Just because I want them to stand out. I feel like if I'm painting something for someone else, it's important to try and make it good. That does mean trying to learn many different things. Hi, Haru. Oh, God. Well, that was a cat attack. You just had no fucking care. Oh, I think she's getting food from Pink. That would make sense. That would make sense. It's about that time. Speaking of food, chat, have you all eaten something nice today? Have you gotten yourself a little treat? And if so, what was your treat? I had nuggies for dinner. I am a good bean. I try to be a good bean. Most of the time, at least. There are times I think being a good bean is sometimes a bit of a hindrance. Oh, I applied for a course that's funded by my work today. I am hoping that I can get it. I'm hoping that I can get it and then maybe get a better paying job. And hopefully one that'll let me work from home so I can do a bit more painting when it's a slow day. That's my hope. But also, it'll be nice to have like a job that pays better than what I get right now. Okay. I think we're gonna do the rest of the las cannon in I think we'll do the rest of the las cannon in the standard kind of like either black or do the hazard stripes on it. I don't know which I want to do. I'm gonna try and minimize the amount of hazard stripes I'm gonna do, but each one is gonna have at least one pauldron in hazard stripes. I'm also gonna freehand the Iron Warrior insignia because, like, while I could easily do like a water slide. I don't know. I feel like if they're not like 3D built onto the armor, it doesn't make sense for them to be super uniform. Space Marines do actually, like, a lot of Space Marine armor ends up being hand painted in the laws, so it makes sense for them to be a little bit non-uniform. Besides, freehand is fun. It's hard, but it's fun. Okay. Do I do another in this stage, or do I move on to the next? I should probably do another one in this general stage. I could actually probably get away quite well with dry brushing. What we gotta do? The new pizza from Domino's. What's the new pizza from Domino's? I didn't know they had a new pizza. And thank you, Phantom. Hey, Aeon. Thank you for the three stream streak. Well, I appreciate you. I know it's hard to keep up sometimes. We do stream a lot, honestly. I like the stream streak feature that they've added. I know not everyone does, but I think it's neat for the people that like to be here and like to be like, yay! I've caught up with so many streams and they like to celebrate it. It's cute. I think it's cute at least. Oh, I think Iron Warriors, they've got like a sort of like coppery kind of color as their trim, if I'm not mistaken. I could be mistaken. How you doing, Aeon? I hope you've had a lovely day so far, and that you continue to do so. Hi, Evie. What are you doing under the desk? Silly little cat. Have you gotten your food and now you're just like running off? Creature. That's right. You are a creature, little cat. You know that? I bet she does. She embraces the creature. The creature that is the feature. Oh, hi, Haru, who's also under the table. You guys better not start playing on my painting area. Oh, here comes Evie. Oh, here comes... Oh, for fuck's sake! Creature. Why? Why are you like this? Hi, Haru. At this lurker. At this lurker. Dirty gold too. Maybe we'll do a dirty gold on the thing. I think we'll work with bronze as the main color though for most of these guys, just because I quite like bronze. Bronze is not used as much in general. In my yeah, I don't use bronze that much. Okay. There's a loud motorbike outside and I don't like it. Chat. Hey Albert, thank you for the lurk. Hope you're having a lovely day so far. If I can get these two finished by the end of stream, I'll be happy. If I can get the whole squad finished, then that would be peak. Not that I think I will. Not that I think I will. There's a lot of miniature in these havocs, I think. But we can get it done easily enough. I mean, we have done more complicated miniatures in less time, I think. And the sooner I can get these done, the sooner I can post them. I don't know how I'm gonna post them, but I'll figure it out, like... I'll figure it out later, when it's time. I'm sure I'll be fine with Royal Mail, right? Okay. I think that's done. So now I can start building up some texture with chainmail silver, which will be our highlight color. Oh, I mean our midtone. Thank you, Thrill Phil, for the luck. I hope you have a lovely, lovely evening or day. It's day where you are. Yeah, I'd say that works so far. That's going to be our overall dark tone. Well, let's have a look at where we really want. It's slightly small. Okay. Plan, I think. Start with buff. Carefully and gently build these up. I think we're getting good, I think we're getting a good tone overall. Yeah. I'm liking that. I think the issue is going to be like trying to make the chainmail look a bit different. I might use some rust on the chainmail. Dirty down, maybe. The light source is kind of meant to be coming directly forward. But there should also be some ambient light. But a bit... Highlight is going to focus there. over the rest of the knee. A little bit there. Just let those dark tones exist. On the boot there. I want to have this very sharp, well-defined angle there. Highlight that with the chainmail. Okay, what's next? Next is, I think we're going to try and do some of the chest plates. No. Yes. No, we'll do this gauntlet first. Just a gentle bit of definition to add. And it takes next to no time. Okay. Now... this side... You won't do anything on the other side. Maybe a little bit on the other. But not enough to match, because there's a lot of... Glass cannon's a big thing, and it would obscure the light from hitting this side. Ah. Why? Hey, machine, how you doing? I'm good. We're having a nice little start to stream, I think. Building up some colors. I'm pretty happy with what we've got so far, honestly. I think that's a good silver. We've got a nice amount of texture on it, but not too much, so it doesn't look like it's organic or anything. I'm pretty happy. Pretty happy. I will probably not highlight the chainmail any further than that. I've had a very chill and lazy day. Probably because I stayed up too late playing video games last night, lol. Ah, Kingdom Come is so good though. Man. Like, genuinely my favorite game. Despite certain things that I found a bit frustrating. Not all the quest lines are equally as entertaining. Not all of them are equally as entertaining. I want guns. I know that there's guns in the game. I know that game has guns. I just need to figure out how to access the guns. Oh, mini machine as well too. What? Okay. That is... gentle dry brush there. Just add a little bit of highlight and definition for the bits that haven't been hit initially. He's currently sat reading. Neat. What am I doing? What am I doing? I need to check my other reference for lighting. This bit, I think I just need a gentle bit of dry brushing. I've used a lot of Mark 3 and Mark 2 bits. Like, all the shoulder pads and heads are Mark 3 and 2. Which I think just makes them look a lot more Iron Warriors-y than just standard Chaos heads. Because if you look at the upgrade kit, it's all just Horus Heresy stuff. Plus some shaped shoulder pads. So I think it just fits. I think it just fits really well to use the Horus Heresy stuff. Iron Warriors. Horus Heresy has great armor, I agree. And also, when I can always use the extra chaos bits that are left over to make my Horus Heresy word bearers when I eventually do them look even better. Because like the word bearers were basically Chaos Space Marines before the end of the Horus Heresy. So it makes sense that they'd have a little bit of like warpedness to that aesthetic. Hi Haru, what's up little cat? Oh, the cat has gone in the cat cam area. Hang on. Let me finish this bit and then I might... Oh, no, she's gone. Never mind. Never mind, chat. We were going to have a cat cam. Then she decided no. She, in fact, did not want to be on stream. I mean, she's still here. She's right next to me. Hi, Haru. What's up? You want to hang out on the paint table? You're allowed to hang out on the paint table, you know. You want to go? Thank you for the three stream thing. Hey, Hansora. What you doing? You can make some Spacehawk boys with the extra. How do you mean? With extra Chaos Marine bits? What, as like set dressing, lol? Maybe. I'm gonna try and do these guys based with like a little bit of a Martian kind of theme, I think. Mostly because I like, I have a lot of red sand for basing in the house because I got some aquarium sand. Aquarium sand, by the way, chat, fucking one of the best things you can use for basing. Same with gravel. You can get it like by the bucket load for next to nothing compared to actual model supplies. It looks so good as well. Okay, I think that's the initial base tones done. I feel like you can kind of easily read the shades and the highlights. I think for a battle ready kind of overall tone, this works quite well. I could smooth out some of the blending. I might do that. I don't want to take forever for each individual model though. I have many things that I need to paint. And you still need to work on those Infernus Marines at some point as well. I'm quite happy with how he looks overall. We will eventually get to the extreme highlight, but not yet. Not yet. I want to do some other stuff first. You know what, since I've got that reference up, let's just go work on that for lighting. Okay. Hmm. Nice and easy. Hmm. Bit on this upper thigh plate. Fair bit on the kneecap here. And then the grief. It just kind of works quite well, honestly. There's not really too much to do with Iron Warriors. They're a pretty good color scheme to work with, especially if you want something done fairly quickly, I think. Oh. I keep painting off stream. It's a terrible habit of mine. Why are Kroot the best? I mean, I quite like the Kroot. I wouldn't say the Kroot are the best, but like, don't they just eat everything and then they take the best bits? I imagine that has something to do with it. Kroot aren't very effective in a lot of things, though. They are squishy guys. The child. But this little floof. If you're wondering about the color, I had to increase the brightness of the camera. I wanted to just up the exposure, but that made the damn thing lag like crazy. So I was just like, nah, forget that. Unless they eat orcs and they suddenly stop being squishy. Maybe. Maybe. Well, orcs are still kind of squishy. Like, they have more strength than they have toughness. And they don't really, unless they're mega knobs or wearing mega armor, they don't have much in the way of, like, actual quality armor. I guess the Breaker Boys do. Then again, I guess it's tabletop I'm talking about, not necessarily in lore, so you kind of discard that. What is my plan for the next bit, I wonder? We could hammer back some of the darker colors in the shade areas. That might not be a bad shout, honestly. Or alternatively, we could work down, I don't know. I should also consider start picking out stuff for the trim. I'm not going to use the super accent highlight yet, though. I'm going to use that, like, later, when I've finished the, all the metallics, because it's going to be the thing that kind of highlights everything a little bit. I think the plan is just get a little death shape. Help blend things. Okay. Okay. That's that. A little bit more here. I like how that's come out, that bit there. Very happy. It also feels quite natural to me. Like just the overall shaping and the way it blends. I'm happy with that. Cool. Right. Do I want to sort out the trim first, or do I want to sort out the black parts first? I think we'll go for the trim. What paints do I want to use on the trim, I wonder? Brassy brass. I've got a darker one now. Bright bronze, glorious gold. I don't think I've actually used either of these two, but I have a darker one. No? Okay, that's fine. I'll figure the rest out later. One of these should be darker than the other there. I want to sort out hazards first. Yeah, you're right. I should sort out the hazards. I really don't want to, though. Ah! Don't worry. I kind of vaguely know what I want to do for the hazards. Man. So what I'll do is I'll highlight the black areas first. Hold. Oh. Black. And for the hazard stripes themselves, use orange fire as a base. Sun yellow. That should do. Okay, cool. So, just to make sure I get this right. Quick base coat over all of the areas that are going to be black. Mostly, the most important thing is these shoulder pads, though, these pauldrons there. I think the rest of it is quite well covered. I'm thinking for these guys, do I want to do like a reverse chevron pattern? Is what I'm thinking, like an upside down chevron, so that it kind of looks a bit like the heavy support icon, because they are Havocs, and I feel like that would work. And then they'll have their Iron Warrior skull over that. Which shouldn't be too hard to do, honestly. It's just like a circle, a rectangle, and a triangle, right? And then some lines, like the nose and the mouth grill. That should be easy enough. I'm sure of it. Nice and simple. Stop pinging me, people on Discord. I'm streaming. Wow. I'm very excited to have Phil on the channel again tomorrow. Glacial Geek. He has really nice content. Very, like, motivating stuff. It's also interesting to see someone do the sort of, like, more mental health focused side of hobbying. And sometimes I think everyone needs that little bit of refocus to find the joy in what they do. Because there are some elements of the community that are a bit less joyful in terms of what they do and what they spread. I don't think anyone really wants in something that you love. Why must I be long, Phantom? Why? the teeniest, faintest bit of a green tone in this black, I've noticed. Versus the more neutral matte black primer from Colourforge. Not something I ever noticed before. But it's nice to see. Nice to see that there's subtle differences in the pigment. Though that might also be the fact that one is a spray primer and the other is like brush on. Do I want to put hazards on the las cannons? I'm not entirely sure I do. Cool. Right. That's looking dry. I can do a gentle highlight. The real question is, which of these greys do I want? Whichever one will dry darkest. I think wolf grey is a bit brighter. Significantly brighter. The cold grey is not really... a bit more medium grey than I would like, honestly. But that's fine. Very gentle with that. Get most of the pigment off with the texture palette. So, for this, what I'm going to do... put you roughly... that way I can think about where the light is going to go on you. Yeah. Cool. Should really mix this, honestly. Okay. That's much closer to what I was hoping for. The grey. About 50-50 of the two colours. Maybe that raw grey if I wanted to like do a bit of a highlight kind of thing. Like on the edges and whatnot. You like what long? Oh, the stripes. Yeah, I get you. I get you. Yeah. I think that works. I'll go back and add some more black just to blend it. Maybe a very subtle edge highlight on the other one. Now with this one, I think it's going to be more sort of backlight focus thinking. Cool. That one I think blended a much more nicely. But no, I think it still reads as black and not grey. Yeah. Cool. A little bit of finger blending. No. A little bit of a gentle highlight here. Nice and simple. Not entirely sure just how far you should push highlights on black. On one hand, there's a bit of me that thinks, oh, maybe you could make it pop more by like adding more highlights and deeper contrast. Because you want to push the contrast really. But then I'm like, it's meant to read as black, so I guess as long as you can tell, as long as it helps the readability a little bit, that's the main thing, right? But then, I'm just a little guy. What do I know? Oh no, I should do the bodysuit underneath. Almost forgotten about. Thankfully for these guys, because that mostly bodysuit is just the two bits on the back of the legs. Not really that much to do on it. Cool. Right. Just a little bit of a highlight with the... just the tiniest bit of highlight. With the gold grey. Okay. Really want to get most of the paint off the brush. Okay. I think that works, honestly. Don't need to push the highlight much further than that. Thanks. Yeah. Cool. Cool. Right, now we're doing hazard stripes. This is probably the one bit about this whole experience of painting Iron Warriors that I have been dreading the most. But I reckon we'll be okay. I kinda know what I'm doing. It's just like a line, right? And we're using an orange base so that it doesn't... so that it's not as hard as just painting yellow. I could go with a darker base, though. I'm wondering if maybe that would be the right choice. Yeah, I think I need to go with a darker orange, like a more reddish orange. We'll go with hot orange. Hot orange should work much more effectively as a base, because it's a fair bit of a thicker color. Now, Scuff, why would you paint over all that highlighting you did? So that I can follow the highlighting that's under it with the yellow. There is one thing I will say for Thousand Suns miniatures. All of their stripes are sculpted to the model. So it makes it a lot easier to do. But with Chaos Skies, no, you have to freehand that shit. Which, while fun, does me a concern at times. Because I don't have the steadiest of hands. There's nerve damage, yay! That initial layer wasn't so bad. I'm gonna have to go over that a good few times to build up consistency on the coat. Maybe I should have just gone with red. No. Go for a second coat of this orange. Okay. Okay, I think we can start building up to that next. This is going to take ages. Holy shit. Maybe I should have done the yellow first. Oh well. It's too late now. I do think this is overall going to be the better way of doing it. Though I could also be very wrong. And if I'm wrong, well then at the very least it's going to be a learning experience, right? At the very least. Yeah, my wrists are not liking it. Yeah. How many thin layers am I going to end up doing? I wonder if I ought to use my paint pen. Not entirely sure if I could be as precise as I'd like to be with them, though. Hmm. Okay. I think it's starting to look the part, slowly but surely. Ah, maybe I should. Maybe I should do it. Maybe I should focus instead. Maybe I should focus instead on painting them sort of like on the table. That might help. That might help. Ah. Slowly building up to that actual bright yellow that we need it to get to. Man, I would never choose an army like this for myself. I'm not big on hazard stripes. Oh god, and there's a half dozen chainswords I'm gonna have to paint like this as well. Oh no! Ah! I didn't realize. Fuck. I mean, I don't need to paint the chainswords with hazard stripes, but I feel like hazard stripe chainswords are quite iconic in Warhammer, so I probably should. I don't think I'm doing too badly for doing this for the very first time. I feel like I could have messed this up way worse. Yeah. Yeah. We're doing it, chat. We are actually doing hazard stripes. And they don't look half bad, if I do say so myself. But they feel a little bit grim dark right now. I kind of want to make them pop off a bit more. Cool. I think one more coating of this really bright yellow would do the trick. Hey Fungi, if you're still in chat, what do you think of your hazard stripes? What do you think of your hazard stripes if you're still in chat? I hope you like them. They're not the easiest thing in the world to paint. Ah. Hey, Honey Wyvern. Actually, the freehand is not even. They're not even done yet. Like, I need to put an Iron Warriors emblem over them. Cool. Wow. I think that's basically done. Oh, actually, no. There's one last thing I can do to really make the yellow pop. Where is it? The last thing. The last and most crucial thing. That's really going to make these look great. It's just a little bit of fluorescent yellow. A little bit of fluorescent yellow. Just to really make fluorescent, the yellow pop a bit more. Hey Sliv, how you doing? Lovely to see you. I hope that you're well. Wait, which cat though? Do you mean me or do you mean Haru in the top right corner? I could boop Haru if you want. You want me to boop the snoot? Yeah, just a little bit of fluorescent yellow. All it takes is a little bit of practice and consistency. Even with my dodgy nerve damage that makes my hands tremble sometimes, it's just all about being consistent, having a stable surface you can rest your hands on. I need to check one thing, and that one thing is me just getting an Iron Warriors Legion icon. Yeah, so it's like a hexagon, then 2 rectangles. Yeah, it's like a hexagon and then a square. Cool. That should be easy enough. When I want to do this, I will do this. I'll do this in gunmetal. Wait, I don't need to get more gunmetal. There's still some in the palette. What I do need is a smaller brush. Or at least one with a fine. No, that's fine. That'll work. Okay. So first things first. I'm gonna actually hate myself for what I'm about to do, chat. Now, how do I want to do this? Should I paint it upside down? It might be easiest to paint it upside down. Okay. It might not look like much right now. Trust me. It's going to be great in a second. Imagine painting a bunch of freehand just to cover it up. Couldn't be me. With even more freehand. Cool. Right. Now a highlight on top of that. That'll do. Okay. Ah. Okay. Hey, Falling! Congratulations on doing your taxes. I hope it wasn't too painful. Okay. Wash that, and then I got my super small brush. For literally everything I'm about to do. I don't know if that actually looks good, chat. This is hard. I need to get more shading on the actual skull shape to make it a bit easier to read. Okay. Fine gap. I don't know how this looks. I don't know how I feel about that. Trying to do a silver skull is, yeah, I don't know. Never actually painted a skull before. I think it reads as an Iron Warriors emblem, though. I think so. Yeah. Okay. Cool. I guess that'll do for now. I might add some more some highlights to it down the line, like some extreme highlights, just to like do the things. Okay. Cool. Right now. Brassy Brass and Bronze are my two next colors for all of the trim. Things like the Chaos Star in places, the trim on the armor. I am my own worst critic a lot of the time. And it's not that I expect myself to be able to do it well, I just want it to look good. And sometimes I don't feel like the things I do look as good as I would like them to, you know what I mean? Bright bronze and brassy bronze. I think this is the brush I need. It's subtle, but like I think this is the darker. Okay, right. Well, do I want to? I'm gonna take a break from that for a bit and then do all the trim on these. Make sure I don't accidentally spill over into any of the bits that I've already done. That would annoy me a lot. Bit of me is wondering what if I just did the whole thing in silver and then just did like a contrast wash over the silver to make this sort of like bronze color. And I feel like that might have been a bit easier. But I don't think it would have looked as good. I'd also have to do trial and error to figure out what the right speed paint or contrast paint to do that would be. A good shortcut though. I like doing this kind of thing. Like Snake White Leather makes an excellent dark gold.
Concerned Sloth just raided with 18 views.
Oh, Sloth. Hello, welcome, welcome. How was your stream? What are you up to? Welcome, welcome, Raiders. I am Scuff. I'm a variety streamer that does a lot of hobby content and Warhammer stuff and video games. I'm working on Iron Warriors for the first time. We just did our first freehand doing a bunch of hazard stripes. I mean, they're hazard stripes. Everyone hates hazard stripes, right? How was your stream? What were you up to? Introduce yourself to our lovely, lovely chatters. This is a lurker-friendly stream. If you want to just hang out and stuff, we appreciate you. But everyone calls you Slothy. You also did a proper face cam stream working on your Pokemon Violet. What's a living dex? I've never heard of this before. I've never heard of this before. I haven't played Scarlet and Violet, well, specifically Violet. Also, based Violet enjoyer. I haven't played that since it launched and I finished the main story. I'm not really one that thinks Pokemon games should have DLC, mostly because I've got a bit of a bias as an older gamer whose first experience of Pokemon was Yellow on the Game Boy Color. You kind of just had the end game and it was chill. Though I did like the Surfing Pikachu minigame, that shit was tight. I loved that so very much. I probably spent way too much time doing a Surfing Pikachu. So when you play Pokemon, you've got the boxer, right? And you have the Pokedex. The living dexes have one of each. So the evolution line has 3, like Bulbasaur, and so all 3 in order. Oh god! This is possible in every Pokemon game. God, that sounds like a lot of work. But that sounds like a very cool project. Hey, Nurgle. Isn't it funny, Scuff? How you wanted to play the old Warhammer games and now the recent announcement. Yeah, but I already have all of those games. Also, yeah, like, I streamed all of those games, and then suddenly, like, that announcement came out. The only one I haven't streamed yet is, The only one I haven't streamed yet is probably Rights of War. which I'll probably do after I finish March of Chaos. Then we'll have done all of them. I mean, I tried to stream Final Liberation, but it did not agree with Windows. I don't know if they can justify, like, releasing it, unless the Steam version has an update that makes it work on modern systems. Because the GOG version just crashes. But then again, I did get it for free, so I guess I could pay to just see if the Steam version works. And if it doesn't work, I'll just, like, refund it. Also, chat, to our 40k fans, I bought some Age of Sigmar today, chat. We have to paint the trees so that the Lorax will not be upset. We have to paint the trees, chat. No elves, just trees. That's Fantasy one, yeah. I have an idea for how I want to paint them. And I was just at work the other day thinking about like cool ideas for painting while I was at work, because, you know, sometimes I just brainstorm. And then I got the idea of, what if I did a tree man, but instead of painting it like a tree man, I painted it like it was made out of burning charcoal. Because charcoal is made out of wood, right? So I could just, like, make a burning tree man and it would look really, really cool, right? No idea how I'm going to make that work. But I have an idea. And I'm thinking it's going to be, like, really, really cool. I'll, like, kind of do the whole thing like it's one big piece of plasma glow. And then, yeah. Thank you for the raid and sharing your community with me. I will do my best to take good care of them, Slothy. I hope you have a wonderful rest. And maybe I'll see you again sometime in the future. Hope you have a wonderful day or night wherever you are in the world. Well, welcome to all of our raiders. I hope you have a lovely time here. We try and do the nice things. We are painting Iron Warriors for Warhammer 40,000. They're a Chaos Space Marine Legion. I've never painted them before. Been doing a fair bit of freehand today. In all honesty, is far from my forte. Well, we've been having fun with it so far. Okay. Burning Tree Man surrounded by an army of raving elves. No, just lots of spiteful burning tree spirits. That's the plan. I actually got a Battle Force box to make it a thing, because there's multiple tree people, and I think I get 3 tree men, and then some extras, like some small units. I'll use the small units to practice off stream at some point when I've got the time. I really shouldn't be picking up extra projects, really, but I was like, I really want to do this. I also think that Sylvaneth look kind of cool. Not the elves, because they don't really have elves anymore. And I'm thinking, maybe I can base them so that I can use them in Old World as well as 40k. I mean, as well as Age of Sigmar. That'd be kind of cool. Very utilitarian, getting to use the same models for multiple games. So I don't entirely know if I can do that. So many bits of trim. But yeah, that's my plan in terms of that. I reckon it'll be a fun little project to do. I'm afraid of asking, but what happens to the elves in Age of Sigmar? I don't really know. I don't really know. I didn't really follow too much Age of Sigmar lore. I know they've got the certain gods. Apparently, Cain died. It's a big deal for the Dark Elves. And Drakari Marathi 8 bits of Cain. From what I understand, and bits of Slanesh as well. She became a big old danger noodle herself. Alariel the Everqueen became god of the Wood Elves, because apparently she was the Lady of the Lake in Lady of the Lake for Bretonia for God knows how long. Good old Alariel the Everqueen doing a little prank on the humans, as one does. They probably got eaten by one of those gods, maybe. Slanesh ate a bunch of elves in Age of Sigmar, from what I understand. He likes the way they taste. Apparently Slanesh had got imprisoned for a bit, I think, though. And they try and cut the elf souls out of her and harvest them to make new people. At least that's what the gods do. I'm not entirely sure, really. I don't keep up with Age of Sigmar. But I like the models. Age of Sigmar has some very cool models. It's like the only thing that's got me thinking about like doing Wood Elves for fantasy. Wood Elves are kind of interesting. They were always like the nichest of the elves, though. Everyone just played High Elves or Dark Elves. Whereas, like, the way they've got their differentiation is, like, sort of like forest spirits in Age of Sigmar helps them feel a bit more defined as opposed to just another type of elf. Which is good. I think every faction needs a really strong identity in order to justify itself in a setting full of different fantastical creatures, you know? If everything's the same, then nothing is cool. Because it's all just one homogenized mess, right? Not that I'm against a little bit of, like, army soup or something, where you get to borrow bits from other armies. But yeah. God, there's a bunch of trim down. Ah! Chaos trim is just the worst. Yeah, totally tiger stripes. Definitely not me using my thumb to test whether or not I've got the right amount of paint on the brush. Definitely. I'm gonna sneeze. Maybe I won't. Maybe I won't, chat. Lol. I quite like the way this guy is starting to look. I still need to do a little bit of the inner trim on the las cannon here. Bit of me wondering if I should have even glued this arm on. But like, there are certain joints that will just get fucked up by the glue. And I'd rather not risk that. Especially when the idea is to eventually mass paint these guys. Oh, for fuck's sake. Oh, I goofed. I got paint where I didn't want to get paint. Ah! Oh, that's actually the worst as far as I'm concerned. Like, literally the worst thing that could have happened. Now I have to redo the fucking skull. Man. My own fault, though. Oh, for fuck's sake, it's really fucked up. Oh. Oh, that's the worst. Man. See if I can not fuck this. Okay. Okay. This one didn't go nearly as badly. Cool. Right. Well. Let's fix up this stupid skull then. What do I need to do to fix it? I just need to blob some black on for the eyes again. Looking like mostly what I need to do. Maybe do a little bit of tidying on some of the silver. It could have been much worse. Well, right. That wasn't so bad. I had a concern there for a moment. Cool. Right. I don't think I'm going to get both of these guys finished, so I think I'm just going to cut my losses and just get the one guy definitely finished. I feel like that's the right call. I don't want to stay up till silly o'clock since I have work in the morning, you know? Okay. I'm just gonna get... And that's gonna help me know where I need to paint certain things in terms of highlights on that bit. Do with a little bit tidying that bronze, honestly, before I highlight it on the trim. Right. Now let's do a little highlight. A little bit brighter. Not hugely so, but enough to be different. And we'll do a peak highlight, an extreme highlight rather, on everything with the silver when we've done this. Then I just need to do the little eyes. It'll be kind of simple, I think, for the most part. Hmm. Get a cheeky little wash on some bits here and there. The mist of. God damn, this is the problem with Chaos Trim. There's just so goddamn much of it. Like insane amounts of it. Hmm. Okay. What do we think, chat? I feel like he's coming along kind of nicely. Now that extreme highlight I was talking about. A little Vallejo silver in places. Both on the silver and... Oh, this wasn't open before. Hey Lilycat, how you doing? Lovely to see you. I probably squirted out too much paint. Ah. Ah. Getting your tiger. I have had a very chill, relaxing, and lazy day, Leo. It's been nice, honestly. I sadly have to go to work tomorrow, so I'm glad I was able to get a little bit of genuine rest and downtime this week. I'm still not used to going back to work. My job is not particularly easy. It's very physical. I wish it wasn't, though. But I'm hoping I get to start a new training course in a couple of months. That'll let me move into a slightly different career path. Which will be nice. Maybe it's going to be something that can help me with VTubing as well, since I don't really know how to code and stuff. Thank you, Leo. You're a good bean. I appreciate you. I'm excited for tomorrow's collab. It's gonna be really fun hanging out with Glacial again. Been ages. Now we just need to do unifying wash. No, that's not true. I need to... No, actually, yeah, we do the unifying wash, then I do the, Then I do... the other highlight. The other thing, which is going to be the eye lenses. Yeah, unifying wash. Then when we do the eye lenses. Where the hell is my black ink? Should be here somewhere. There it is. Tiny little drop of... and a tint of magenta. Lastly, pinch of raw sienna. Painting is good. The first time doing Iron Warriors, they need a fair bit of freehand. But we're almost at the final stages of it, Lily. It's great. You get to see the final results. Last thing I need is rinse this brush off. This. Then we mix it with medium. Cool. So, to start, we're just gonna... Oh, that might be a bit much. A little bit much. Dry brush.
Look out!
Oh,
Here
God.
they come!
Test Star just raided with 6 viewers.
Testa, thank you so much for the raid. How are you doing? How was your stream? What were you up to? Welcome, welcome, raiders. I am Scuff. I'm a variety streamer that does a lot of tabletop and Warhammer content. And Battletech too. We are painting Iron Warriors for the first time. I think I've got the hang of it now. How are you doing? Just doing a final unifying wash on this guy before I do the eyes. Eye lenses are really cool to do on Space Marines, I think, when you can get the glow up to look really nice. How was your stream? What were you up to? You're here to take my minis. I mean, these aren't my minis, so you can't take them. I will defend them. These are minis I am painting as part of a giveaway for someone else. Wow. How you doing? How's your stream? What were you up to? Were you also painting stuff? Finishing the Final Fantasy 15 demo game, then changing to watching some Smosh. God, I haven't heard of I haven't heard anything or seen anything from Smosh in God a long time. Does Smosh still do they still does that channel still do stuff? Holy shit. God, that takes me back to like the 2010s, man. Wow. That takes me back to the 2010s. Holy shit. I think that's the last time I ever watched anything from Sauce. Lots of new people. Oh, cool. I might have to have a looky-loo at how it is. I might have to give it a little looky-loo. You know, in the final stages of painting this miniature. It's a pretty basic paint job, honestly. Pretty basic. To my taste, at least. I wonder how we could push it further. I'm sure I have something. But bear in mind, I'm supposed to be replicating the same thing over a pretty large amount of miniatures. So I don't want to make life too much harder for myself than I need to. I'm liking what this ink wash has done there. Feels very nice. The subtle magenta to hints into the brown really make the trim pop off. And it adds a little like gentle tint of color to all the silver. Although I want that to be a main focus, mind you. Dab a little bit off here and there. Just so it doesn't change the tonality too much of the miniature. Never personally painted minis before, it's fun to watch. I'm glad you're enjoying it though. It can be stressful at times, especially when you try new things. But like at the end of the day, you can always just strip the miniature and start again. I don't really like doing that though, but Usually that's only happens when I realize if I've made a big error or I've thought of a new way of doing something, you know? Yeah, I quite like how that's turning out. Yeah, a little bit better lighting on it though. Pretty happy with how that's turning out. So, what's next? What's next on the agenda? I need to give his eye lenses a little bit of a glowy glow. Let's try this then. Let's try this. I'm gonna do Scarlet Red, and then Bloody Red, and then we're gonna use Rojo. Fluorescent, which I mean, I guess is fluorescent red. Major, hello! How are you doing? Lovely to see you. Hope that you've been well. We are painting some Iron Warriors today. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with how this is actually turning out. Oh, lol. Hi. Hi, Major. How are you today? Lovely to see you. Have you been good? You're like a kid on Christmas. Really? Did you get yourself a little treat? Did someone else get you a little treat? What kind of little treat did you get? I am very curious. Very, very curious. Ah, PC fans! I remember you mentioning getting those the other day. Nice. I hope that they will do what you need them to do. Do they do anything extra fancy as well? And fans want only blades inside. Chase them for almost 2 years. Chase them for 2 years on the internet. Holy shit. I hope that they're worth it. I hope that they make you very excited and very happy with being able to find them. What's so special about them? What do they do? What do they do? I'm very curious. I need to... This? Unique frameless fan design. Oh! Oh, that's cool. How do they work then? How does I am confusion. I don't my brain is trying to comprehend the mechanics of it. Painting off screen again. Okay. A last bit of fluorescent red, just pop it really pop. I know, I quite like how these have turned, how this has turned out. And that red really pops. That red feels so good. Instead of your normal frame, you have the fourth where the RGB light, but there's holes for screws. Oh! Okay. That sounds kind of cool. Okay. But now we base. And there's how the fan looks. Yeah, there is, huh? Posted videos and cool shit. Okay, let me have a look. Let me have a look. Oh, that is kind of cool. Yeah, that's really cool. Yeah, no. That's aesthetic as fuck. Nice. Nice. I hope that they work really well for you. I won't pretend to know that much about making stuff work. Where is my... Where's my PVA glue? I'm always losing my stuff, chat. Everything goes missing. But it's all here. It's all somewhere here. I will tidy this area up. Probably next week. Ah! Smack myself in the face with my phone, as you do. As you do, chat. Or as I do, in the face. Looks like a jet engine. Yeah, I can see that. Fuck is my glue? Holy shit. Ah. It should be here somewhere. God. I'm gonna have a quick look around. Throw the first stone who never hit themselves. Phone. Lol. Yeah, but it's not like I was holding it above my face. I was just trying to move around and look for stuff, and then I accidentally tugged the cable plugged in right now while it tracks my face. And decided gravity smacked me in the face. How was my PVA? Right, me not. Oh, there it is. Too close. Too close, chat. Way too close. It was literally right next to me. Okay. Cool. Well. Very cat of me to do that. A little bit. A little bit. I am cat. True. I need... Flipcot. Okay. Into the red sand, you. Cool. Right, I just need to rim the base. Then I guess I'll call this guy done. The first of Fungi's Iron Warriors. But definitely not the last. Hey, Big Hairy Jim. I'm good. How are you doing? We are kinda almost done with what we'd planned to do today. I only hoped I would get one done before the end of the night. And we've done that. I could keep painting. I could keep painting the other guy. But I don't know. I feel like doing any more is just gonna end up with me getting a bit annoyed that I'm not finishing the whole thing. I don't think I've quite got time to finish it. You have good timing like that. Music makes me want to watch Blade Runner. This is the soundtrack to Warhammer 40,000 Dark Tide. Called Jasper Kid. Jasper Kid does amazing music. And it's copyright free. And it's like on theme. So it's like, yeah, it's Warhammer game music. I'm painting Warhammer. It fits. And it's full of bangers. It's a good time. I'm not gonna end stream just yet though. I don't know what I want to do though. Do we wanna play a video game? Chat? Do we wanna play a video game? What time even is it? Like it's coming up to 10. Like I'm not going to sleep straight away after if I were to end stream now. But I just kind of feel like if I do more, then I'll be here till like too late. So I could just play video games with chat for like an hour or something. Or I could do more Kingdom Come. I do like Kingdom Come. I say like every day. It's genuinely my favorite game at this point. But yeah, I don't think that's too bad for a first Iron Warrior. I feel like I need to do something to make the yellow pop off a bit more, maybe. Yeah, maybe just a smidge more. A smidge more of that fluorescent neon yellow. Just a smidge more. But yeah, no, we usually go on to like 11 o'clock midnight. So... yeah. Probably keep on for a bit. I also have realized I don't think I've had a drink since the start of the stream. And it's been sitting right in front of my face. What? I like this. I like how this has turned out. Very simple. But pretty good. I'm happy with the basing as well. The basing actually turned out a lot better than it usually does with that red sand. It's honestly one of my favorite basing materials, but it looks so like good with barely any effort. Like, and you get a little bit of dust sticking to the slightly damp like wash still, When that dries, it'll adhere to it like a dry pigment. But yeah, I'm happy with that. I think I know how I'm gonna do the rest of these. Mostly, I'll try and do them off stream. I'll try and get the full squad of Havocs done just a little bit each day. Maybe start the regular Legionaries as well off stream, if I can. Do we want to just do some cheeky? I say. I'm asking. Do we? I know what I'm gonna do, chat. We fine if I pivot to. We fine if I pivot to. Unless anyone really wants to play anything. Wah. I hope that you have a lovely day at work, Eden. Thank you for dropping by. Chat, are we okay if I pivot to Kingdom Come? Well, or is there something else you guys would like to play? I make no apologies for my slight Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 addiction. Sick. It's genuinely my favorite game. Like, it's so fun, chat.